this summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Here we go.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Now this defense for the Commanders, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And that is too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete. On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Off-play action. Moreland. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. There defensively, Tariq Woolen. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 and 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down. Moreland. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A nice throw right there. And Charles, this is game number 2 in the NFL for this young rookie. His guys getting the victory last week, and he played pretty well by most accounts. Curious, what did you see?
I saw something similar to the way you described, Brandon, because I saw a guy who looked the part, a guy who was in command, not just with the touchdown passes, but definitely looked to be in control of the offense as well. And you and I both know that's often uncommon for a rookie quarterback. But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7. They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6.
A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? They'll set up a throw. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. They've got 2nd and 12 from the 36. On 2nd and 12, Garoppolo. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Trying the left side with Walker. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
1st down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. It's caught, block it. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Straight ahead, Walker. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose.
And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. He's got Smith here.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. Down the numbers. There he goes. Past the 20. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His 1st touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Commanders take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points.
So the problem's really starting to add up now. I mean, they try the field goal in an effort to get a little bit closer, but the block and return make the situation worse.
I like what you just said there. Just trying to get a little bit closer. I think mentally, that's why they were doing it, because really the 3 wasn't going to do them a whole lot of good, but they feel better about themselves now. They feel exponentially worse.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that'll make the score 14-0.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. From the 6. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they're in a bind early here,
They're down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Looking to throw. Garoppolo goes right back to Smith again. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Garoppolo hustling him back to the line now. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there of 20 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Noah Fant, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point open through Myers. And that'll make our score 14-7. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Looking to throw. Moreland. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys that are liable to take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the 3rd quarter here. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here is Washington now to take over. They were winners last week in that game against Kansas City, and they are on top right now as well. They've got it 1st and 10. Second half begins with a run by Robinson. They'll get this to the 24, and it's 2nd down.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kobe Bryant. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit after they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. That's to the tight end, Colby Parkinson. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
He's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So on fourth down, here's Jason Myers for the Seahawk field goal. He had his lone attempt blocked earlier. Myers' kick is good. And they're cut the lead back down to 4 now, 14-10. So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but a starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball to the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Commanders' offense returning to the field. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down. Gibson here running out of the gun. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Walker to start the drive. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now Garoppolo. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And he's able to get up here to the 26. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and long. Finding Lockett for the catch here on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Garoppolo. Returning right back to Lockett. A good gain on 1st. Has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. On 2nd down, it's Walker. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Back to Walker on 1st down. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
as they come to the line, they will not be able to get it. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. On second and very short, Garoppolo. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball. Can you do any more work or make it more dramatic for not much gain than what we just saw there? Did you see how his toes got down? Tip-tap, got him down. But what did he get out of it?
He sold the sizzle. He just had no steak.
I mean, was it 1 yard?
Yeah, you plays like that, you at least expect a first down. They're just 1 yard. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. He's got it. That's good for a gain of 6. Second and goal.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. Third and goal. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. And he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful. And the lead is down on field goal here in the 4th. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Graham, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. There's Terry McLaurin, such an exciting pass catcher as this offense comes out for their next drive. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Operating from the gun, Moreland. That's going to be caught downfield by McLaurin. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. This could possibly be a push-off. Looked like some hands both ways. They got it on the offense.
And sometimes there's a fine line between being the receiver and the DB, and he knocked that one away. Might have caused an incompletion that could have been an interception.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. 2nd down and a run by Robinson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr., 26 yards. And the Commanders are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the 4th quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From the 6.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So Jimmy Garoppolo in the offense. Down by 10. A little under a minute 50 remaining. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Garoppolo to throw. Gets this to Fant. Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Back to throw. Garoppolo. Man open downfield. It's Metcalf. He's got room at the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. 65 yards. And the Seahawks have cut it back within a score. Myers connects on the PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And this is going to be covered up by Washington. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll run again here with Robinson. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injury. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. And they'll indeed take a knee. Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. And the defense will spread the field, a dime package here on 3rd and 12. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to swell the lead to 6. And it's off the left upright. Oh, my goodness. Harding. It's no good. And that will keep this a 3-point game.